I'm Joe with Painless Poolcare. I'm out here on Project Blow Your Mind. We're filling a 130,000 gallon pool with AFT and Premier Paradise. I'm on site. It's one of the biggest pools that I think we've filled to date. Yeah, so 130,000 gallon pool here. One of the bigger pools we have on site that we do each year. We got basically a pool inside of a pool that's got a lazy river wrapped around it. The concept is we want to fill this thing as fast as we can, but we also want to take care of the surface. So one of the things that these barrels allow us to do is if we threw the hose in straight from the tap water from the city keeps the water naturally acidic, which helps keep the pipes clean. But for us, that can also pull the brand new interior surface that's here. It can pull the calcium out because the water is naturally acidic. It's not harmful, it's just, it'll pull that calcium right out of the surface. What these barrels do is we'll add anywhere from this barrel, we added 25 pounds of calcium. We chelated it. What that means is we put it into solution inside of that barrel. And then on the bigger pool, we're going to be adding 177 pounds to the main pool, which is 111,000 gallons with this 16,000 gallon pool behind me. So as the pool is filling, we're making the water neutrally balanced, or actually basic, I should say, not neutral, it's basic. And that allows the surface to not expel calcium out of it. So the water basically says to the surface of the pool and says, okay, we're okay. We can live together in harmony because the water coming in is basic. It doesn't need to strip that calcium out of the surface. So that's what these barrels do. They do a great job. One of the things you'll know if you're ever filled a pool with city water or been in front of that process before, you'll see plaster dust typically. Without doing this, that's kind of what this process is all about. Once the pool is full, the process is basically complete. I have pool builders and people that start up pools, and they're like, Joe, we're filling the pool, and I'm like, it's already too late. You have to do this right from the get-go, which is one of the things that's kind of with a lot of the interior companies, they don't do this process. A lot of them know about it. Thankfully, AFT, and they're using this type of process, which is good. What it ultimately does, and if it sounds like you're losing calcium out of surface, that's exactly what's happening. Under a microscope, it would look like Swiss cheese. And that degrades the surface over time. Not quickly, but over time. So if we can keep the surface just like the installers put it in, and the water doesn't react with it, and it can harden in its integrity, then the life of the pool just became longer. So that's kind of what's going on in a nutshell. Gotcha. It kind of takes a little bit to explain because you just can't, say it quickly. So yeah, it's all the same body of water once it's full. So this smaller pool, which is like an average size residential pool, this will spill into the lazy river, and then the lazy river actually connects with the larger pool. They all flow together, and then the spa, which is also huge, it's 4,400 gallons, 4,400 gallons. It over champagne flows over itself into the main pool. So all the bodies of water are being filtered, treated exactly the same way, basically as one. So, which makes it a little bit better because then you don't have a pool separate and you have two water chemistries going on. These will all mix together. With regards to what I just explained with the water going into the pool, there's no real obstacles with that. The real obstacle with any interior surface is the quicker you can get water into it, the better. So with any of these bigger pools, we're talking over 100,000 gallon, that's, 20,000 gallon pools, which is what's typical in some people's backyards. That's why we have a fire hose running into the main pool right now, off a 2-inch main line. And, it's just a matter of getting these pools filled as quick as we can. That actually allows the surface to not undergo any stress from drying out, cracking, things of that nature. You do have some grace period with the surface, but the sooner the better. Most installers would agree with that.
And then a couple quick questions. So,
Yeah.
If you had any advice to give your average pool owner, what would it be?
That's a loaded question. I would say, once a pool is full, with a lot of pools I see like heavy CYA in water, which is from trichlor, just keeping chemicals lower. A lot of chemicals can be, products can be taken out of the pool equation. So really simplifying the water, making sure it's balanced. If the water gets hard from either calcium hardness or TDS, try to lower those levels. You'll have a better success balancing your water and actually having a better water that's more friendly to swim in. With this pool, with regards to the barrel fill and the adding the calcium, is that we want this pool to not have any dusting, because if we don't go through this process, we're almost guaranteed for that to happen. So really the outcome of this is to have a pool that we don't have to fight those challenges of like getting rid of plaster dust, which is just extra calcium that's come out of the interior and laying itself on the bottom. When this pool's full, we shouldn't have too much of that. We will have a little bit because this was a pool that we filled, it didn't get acid washed, and it was a pool that we just filled right after install. So we should have a very clean surface, but also a surface that doesn't have any plaster dust, as it's referred to in the industry. But yeah, we want to see a really clean and clear pool. That's really the objective of this in the end. Again, I'm Joe. Thanks for stopping by. Come back again and check it out.